caller from 978, if you would kindly identify yourself.
Hi, this is Janet again. I don't want to take up too much time if you have other callers.
If you have another question, Janet, as long as you're on the line, go ahead.
Yes, I do. It's been wonderful to listen and very healing. This is a hard day for me, and I think because it's been 8 years, and as the other caller mentioned, we are so marginalized in this country. I grew up 45 minutes outside of the World Trade Center and used path tubes all the time, and I find it very, very difficult this day, rolling around yet again, and even people who disagree with administration's our radio won't talk about the truth about 9/11. We're called truthers, and no one wants to say anything. Does Fujita-san see that the truth will come out, and if he is ever pressured to back down on that, would he consider that?
As I said, that compared with, say, the Pearl Harbor attack or the attack to Cuba and the Vietnam War and so on, this time the 9/11 has given a lot of evidence in terms of the videos, pictures, allegations, surviving witnesses and so on, that more coordinated efforts to share our information and also to talk with various professionals, lawyers, architects, and fire engine people, and aircraft experts and so on. I think more coordinated efforts, I think, help eventually the people in the administration, with the support of the people, have to face the truth and have to have more consulted investigation on the truth. And I'm sure that the truth will come out more, and maybe earlier than we can expect now. On the second question, I have not faced particular pressure, but I think the enemy here and maybe in other countries has been that they are trying to ignore the truth movement and the disclosure of the information. But as I have been saying, that more journalists and politicians and the people in the public here are now realizing the truth, and maybe more coordination could help the mainstream media to actually report the truth, and that maybe the politicians, together with the journalists, will have more vocal appeal that truth will come out. And one strength that we have is that the government has not done properly to help the families of the 24 victims, the Japanese who were killed in the 9/11, and that maybe we can help those families of the Japanese victims in such a way that the truth will prevail more in Japan.
Okay, thank you, Yuki. In the excitement of this program, I have completely forgotten to acknowledge all of the networks that I'm aware of that are rebroadcasting this program, carrying it in simulcast. But of those that I am aware, American Freedom Radio, of course, which is hosting us, revolutionbroadcasting.com, republicmedia.tv, WAFS-TV, boldvoices.tv, all of these great internet, radio, and television sources of truth and information. We acknowledge you, we thank you, we love you, we appreciate your helping get this message out. Let's go now to...
Can I say something real quick? My show does air here on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. We're on 3 to 5 o'clock Central Time, Monday through Friday. Today, Asia, you will join me, I'm told, on my program. Bob Bowman will be on our program, and Dylan Avery, who is the creator of the Loose Change series, will also make an appearance on our show, so I invite everybody to tune into that. And again, I just can't thank Mr. Fujita for joining us and spending all this time with us. He's obviously very busy, so this is important. I think a lot of people are going to hear this in archives and rebroadcasts, so thank you so much, Indy, for making this all happen.
Well, thank you very much. It's not that I'm making it happen. Of course, Yuki is making it happen. I'm just fortunate enough to be able to be, to know his phone number. And I'm able to invite him to come on.
Thank you.
So let's go on now to 817 area code. 817 area code, go ahead.
Yes, Indy, are you there?
Yes.
Hey, this is Spencer from Lubbock, Texas.
Hello,
I just wanted
Spencer.
to call and tell you. How you doing, sir? I've been listening to your show, and I just wanted to call in and say, Jack, it's an honor to be on your show, sir, and Mr. Fujita, it is a great honor to finally get to talk to you, sir.
Thank you.
We all kind of realize that Obama's favor in the United States and worldwide is starting to fall off on the low end now, and I was curious as to what all three of your opinions were on another potential false flag operation looming on the horizon to help gather support and, kind of push the world in a particular direction. I was just, wondering what all of y'all's comments on that was. And my other question was what you all think about the media's job in censoring and pushing under the rug the first responders and their testimony, because, I've gotten a chance to sit down and watch a lot of this testimony, and I have to say the fact that this isn't being talked about more completely astounds me. So,
all right, Yuki, I think he's asked a question that is on the minds of many, many Americans, and that is, given the rapid decline of the Obama popularity in the United States, can we anticipate the possibility of another false flag operation?
I don't know.
Well, Yuki, it's no surprise to me, and it's probably no surprise to Jack either, that your perception of Barack Obama is the same one that is carried in the Japanese media, which is the same one which is carried in most of the U.S. media. But that is not the opinion shared by most of the people listening to this program, I dare say.
I understand.
Perhaps, I don't know, maybe this is not the program to discuss that on, but I also think that it's fair to say that I don't think Obama's popularity has fallen only because of the Medicare issue. It's fallen because he has reneged. He has gone back. He has not delivered on the many, weren't exactly promises, but indicators of what he was about through his campaign trail. And he has angered huge groups of people, not just conservatives and libertarians, but liberals who voted for him because he said, well, I don't want to list those whole things on this 9/11 show, but suffice to say that Mr. Obama's popularity is falling not only because of the medical of the disagreements about the medical situation, but primarily because he has not delivered on the hope that he seemed to promise. For example, the medical marijuana users of America, which is a huge number of people in almost 30% of the states of the United States, are upset because he was very, very specific in his mentioning that he thought the marijuana should be, the marijuana issue should be looked at, and that the war on drugs was a failure. But his new so-called drug czar says, quote, legalization is not in my vocabulary, and it's not in the president's vocabulary, and it's not in mine. Those are just two of the ways in which he has upset people on the left, sort of the left side, you might say, of the aisle. Okay, well, anyway, let's go back to
let me add something, too. Something that we knew long before Mr. Obama was allegedly elected to be president is that he was working and being advised by people like Zbigniew Brzezinski, who was definitely, in some form, shape, or form, in the loop about 9/11. He was the creator of Osama bin Laden. He was the trainer of the Mujahideen. George Soros and Henry Kissinger are two more advisors for President Obama. So obviously, we don't see that change. That change is kind of like a soap commercial here in the United States.
I see.